Hey everybody, it's Sadie from Hip in Detroit coming to you today from my couch. I'm just moving around my house this week, and we are interviewing artists that just released music. So today we have Sam. Sam, say your last name.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam Morykwas. I'm a producer, artist, DJ, marketing guy, many various things. Plenty of good Detroit side hustles.
Yeah, that's literally how I know you.
Yeah,
We met through the Eastern Market, I think, and also through just
absolutely.
like Brightly Twisted and the Hand Grenades and like that crew of people.
It's a great
Um,
group of people.
and I knew you as a marketer, and I knew that you DJ'd because I've seen you at parties playing music and like having fun. But I didn't realize that you also like wrote lyrics and performed and sang and wrote beats and like put out your own music.
For sure. Yeah, it's been a long time in the making. The music really came before the DJing. I actually
Okay.
started DJing because I was producing for groups and I was going on stage and playing off of iTunes. And that's not the coolest thing that you can do. So at some point I got a DJ controller and started to make it look a little more professional on stage, and then happened to sort of fall into the DJing thing from there. I've been producing music really since like 2010 and working on solo tracks since like 2016.
Okay, so this is 10 years slash 4 years in the making.
Yep, pretty much.
And you put out, your first full-length album, you would say, and it's called Electric Green.
Yep.
What is Electric Green?
So electric green is in relation to my synesthesia. So I have synesthesia is basically a cognitive connection between some sort of sound and shape, or sound and color, or a number of different things. It's just sort of an associative principle in people's mind. For some people, it's like a song or a number conjures up a certain color, and mine is specific to music. For some people, it's like, if I was talking, they can see the shape of the waves that are coming out of my mouth. And for some people, it's like, oh yeah, the number 3 is blue. And you're like, okay, I guess that works. But for me, it comes across a lot in my music production. When I'm working on songs, I just happen to think of whatever it might be in a color format. And the majority of the songs on this album are electric green.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
It's
That
a
is
lot.
something I've never heard of. That's
It's a lot all at
amazing.
once. I actually found out the other day that Nick from the Hand Grenades also has synesthesia, because we were talking about some song, and like he knew about the album, and he was like, "Is this related to this thing that I also have?" And I was like, "Spot on."
Did you always know this, or did you think that that's just the way people thought?
No, I definitely thought it was the way that everyone thought, and I didn't really know until I was like 20, and one of my friends kind of pushed back on what I was saying because we were making a song together, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is like that nice like sky blue." And he was like, "Blue? What?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's like the track is like blue. Come on." And the majority of people I've talked to who have it kind of figure it out with some kind of moment like that, where it seems so obvious to them, and then someone else is like, "Wait, what?" So
This is so cool. Well,
yeah,
now I know why you create such amazing music.
for
I have to
sure.
say, I was really blown away by this album because I want to dance to it so bad. Like it's one of those things that just gets you moving. Like I can feel it. I could feel it playing on a summer night in the city, and just
Yeah.
like it would be, it's one of those ones where you have a lot of witty one-liners,
Hmm.
and I could see like a whole room of people yelling them out. Like
Oh yeah,
it's just fun.
for sure.
I was literally walking around my house today telling myself not to text and drive.
Yo,
Like,
I that song is really a reminder to myself as
how did
well.
you make that cool though?
Yeah,
That seems like it should be the lamest song in the world, and I'm like, don't text and drive.
I
Don't.
don't know,
It's
because
very
Same.
cool.
I was
you
like
know,
dancing to it before I even noticed what you were saying, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
I
yeah,
also
I feel like
really like
that beat in particular was just, it felt like I was driving on the highway at night, and it just sort of came to mind of like needing to remind yourself to like keep focus as a smaller don't text thing, and also a bigger metaphorical like keep your eyes on the prize.
Amen to that.
But I like all the, you know, moments built into the album too, like sort of how you were talking about how a room can, you know, shout out a certain line or whatever. I think those moments are really important in songs like this because it gives someone something to latch onto, like a hook that's not in the chorus. Just taking a moment out of a verse or out of a part at the end or certain instruments to like peak the ears back up. And I definitely try and do that all throughout my writing.
I really like the tracks Bombshell and Scenic Route for like party time.
Mm-hmm.
I love the line, fuck hipsters, even though I am one. Like
Okay.
screaming that out of my house because feel that so hard.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you on the last track, Think Too Much.
Mm-hmm.
What is that outro, that talk up? Where's that
Oh,
from?
yeah.
Who is that?
That's a great question. So that's actually my dad speaking.
My God.
He sort of wrote this book for, I think it was a graduate school sort of dissertation project. He was going into teaching, so it was for education. And he wrote this small little book that's like his philosophy on education and teaching and, you know, how we should inspire the youth in the next generation. And I just had him read a bunch of my favorite passages from it. And I sort of took one and put it at the end, and it ended up being this really nice piece. And it's really wild because he wrote the book in 1976, and a lot of what he said in there is still reigning true. It was like I read through it a couple of years ago, and it seemed like it could have been today. So there's certain things that kind of carry over even from previous generations that, you know, still resonate with us.
One of my favorite things or concepts is the idea that nobody gets anywhere without a lot of help from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like I would be nothing if I didn't have Christy in my life as my
Yeah.
partner to be friends with and support me through bad times and create things with. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize like how many people it takes to do cool things. And when I was listening to that, I was like, yes, whoever this is, like, what movie is this?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like the talk up at the end of like a really good film. So
Yep.
I love your dad. What a cool guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's great. I think for me too, it was just sort of a full circle moment because originally when I started working on the album, I was kind of like, I wanted it to be so much my own that I was like, I'm going to produce this whole thing myself. No one's going to help me. I'm not going to have any features. I'm not going to get any extra production from people. And like, the music I was turning out wasn't as good as when I was collaborating with people. And I had to kind of take a moment and let other people into the process to really have it finish out. So that part at the end was really also just speaking to that for myself, like learning to say yes to new ideas, bring other people in, you know, collaborate more on my own material. I'm used to working with other people on their songs, but to really bring people into my world and have them kind of lift me up too.
Well, it's a lot more intimate when it's yours.
For sure.
So the other thing that you do is you do marketing with the Eastern Market.
Yep.
So any like scoop on what's going on there, what we can anticipate there for the rest of the year?
I mean, we're open.
Yeah, I've been shopping.
Saturday market is open weekly, year round. A lot of people are like, oh, when do you come back for the summer? Or when are you closing for the winter? We don't close 52 weeks a year. We have holiday markets. It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving and the Tuesday before Christmas and all the Sundays in between that are sort of specific to, you know, holiday food or gift shopping. And the other big, yeah, the other big piece of news is the food accelerator that's being built out on Riopel. So there's a number of small businesses that are coming in there, Gus and Gray Jam, Lush Yummy's Pie, etc., that are kind of getting like the next step of production space for their product. A lot of people like get big orders for their food and then can't like fulfill them. It's like when Meyer calls you to like, give us 10,000 jars of jam, like people can't step it up in a day. So this is kind of the next plateau for them. And that's opening
awesome.
Pretty soon, I think this month.
I think also you are playing a live stream this coming Thursday?
It's every Wednesday night. I'm playing a live stream with Freedom House.
Yeah, that's the thing on Thursday night, right? It's a benefit?
Yep. I got my days mixed up because it's a pre-recorded piece, so I already did it, and I'm like,
Oh, cool.
which
So
day
are we going to hear new music on that?
One of the new songs from Electric Green is on there, and a couple other songs I've produced. They needed stuff that wasn't copywritten, that wouldn't get flagged by YouTube. So I was like, okay, I'll just spin my own songs.
Nice.
But it's less of a performance and more of a quick DJ set.
Cool. And then you're doing live streams on your own channel on Wednesday night?
Yep. So my good friend and DJ, Seven Whales, joins me every Wednesday, and we're doing sort of a live Zoom DJ night. That's mostly just for fun, mostly just for people to come in and enjoy themselves and really like let loose. It's like Wednesdays, people aren't really doing much. All of us are stuck inside anyway right now. You might as well hear some good music. People hop on and play video games, people dance, people paint, people, make dinner, kind of do whatever. It's like a nice way to enjoy some music, but also just like be in your home and be with your friends. And that's every Wednesday, 8 to 11.
Awesome.
Yep.
On Facebook?
It's on Zoom.
Oh, it's on Zoom.
Yep.
How do I get the link?
It's in my bio on my Instagram.
Cool. I'll put that in the story then. That's
sure.
awesome.
Yep.
Well, cool. I can't recommend checking out this album more. So everybody, you can find it. I've been listening to it on Spotify. I'm sure it's up on everything.
Yep.
And is there anything else you want to share with our followers?
I don't think so. The album is Electric Green. My last name is SAMMORYKWAS. That's the easiest way to find it on streaming. You can also find my previous project, Get-Togethers. That's sort of a bunch of collaborations with other Detroit artists, kind of bringing them into my production space. And that was about 1.5 years ago. And I think that one's really good to revisit. If you like Electric Green, check that one out as well.
Cool. Do you have any tips for us on how you're quarantining? How have you been passing your time other than music?
Oh, I don't know. I've been playing a lot with my dog, Stevie Licks. I've also just moved in. And just trying to take it easy, especially now that the album is out. I'm like, okay, I've woken up pretty much every day for like 4 years with this thing in the back of my mind. So I've never been like projectless for a while.
Wow, that must feel good.
It feels really good. So I'm just like taking some time, doing some cooking, sleeping more, all that good stuff.
I like it. I finally took a cue from Christy, and I've been trying to get dressed every day. You've been doing that most of quarantine, but
yeah, I've been getting dressed pretty much every. Yeah.
I've been putting on makeup, blow drying my hair every day, even if I don't see a single person.
Yeah,
it does make a difference.
It helps. It's part of the mental game.
Yeah, I'm trying not to drink coffee after like 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
because it's just here.
And then the rule became like, okay, if I get the cup of coffee before 2 o'clock, like I can keep drinking it after then.
Oh yeah. If it's on the desk, that's fine. But you can't go get a new one.
Right.
Like
you can't refill after 4 p.m.
No. Before that, go for it. Totally fine.
For sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us. We'll put all the links in this post, and definitely check it out.
Thank you, guys.